Libertarians are famous, maybe infamous, for their position on the war on drugs. So let's talk about that a little bit. First of all, it's not a top 10 issue right now, so it's not the sort of thing that I'm talking about a lot. But in case you're curious, and to deal with some important issues if they do come up. First is legalizing hemp. There's just absolutely no reason not to have hemp legalized, and there should be no federal taxation of it as well. Medical marijuana, another very easy sort of decision to make. It should be left to the states. And again, no federal taxation of that. Again, that's a very easy call to allow medical marijuana, and certainly to allow states to participate in that. It's interesting that conservatives a lot of times talk about judicial activism, but they didn't seem all that upset when the Supreme Court did judicial activism on California and overturned their state's laws on the silliest of ideas. They use interstate commerce to regulate that. So unacceptable court ruling. And there's just no reason not to have that, no significant reason. Third, that leads to the broader conversation about the war on drugs. And again, not a top 10 issue, not something I'm going to emphasize, but it is a very important issue to wrestle with. Two things that I always think about when I think about public policy. First is the use of government ethical. Is it right for me to tell you not to smoke weed in your closet? And of course, if you smoke weed and go out and get in a car and threaten or do damage to people, that's a completely different matter. The law should punish that severely, and I probably would argue for more severe punishment of those sorts of things than your average politician. It's the defense of life, liberty, and property the libertarians are known for. So you do damage to people when you're stoned, that the government should hammer. But if you're just smoking weed in your closet or whatever, that's between you and your God. Comparing alcohol to tobacco to weed, and there's no way to make a coherent case that on a practical or an ethical basis we should draw any distinctions from that. And if people have the right ethically, legally to smoke cigarettes and alcohol, which do far more damage to the human person, then certainly they should have the ability to smoke marijuana legally as well. You look at harder drugs, it's a harder case to make in terms of practical things. I'll leave that to the website and other writings that I've got on this topic, but the issue at hand is, when should you use the government to stop your neighbor from doing what he wants to do? When do you have the right to do that? And then practically, what are the consequences? The war on drugs has tremendous costs borne by innocent parties, tens of billions of dollars, overcrowded prisons. We fund the Taliban, we destabilize the Colombian government, we're a temptation for inner city youth to deal drugs. The list goes on and on and on. And so if you want to live with the war on drugs, practically you have to accept the costs of your policy conclusions, and they are huge, and they are also stuck on the innocent. And so difficult policy, but hopefully food for thought for you. Thanks.